Hi, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Atkinson. Happy Friday. Today, please make sure that you watch this video from start to finish. There is not going to be a large live lesson today. I'm going to briefly go over everything that you have to do, but this video lesson is very important. It's going to give everyone time to finish up taking the MAP test as well. All right, so today we're going to be talking about comparing whole numbers. So why don't you take out your math notebook, open up to a nice fresh page, and write the title at the top. You may also want to write the date. Today is October 2nd. All right, so we have some symbols that are probably pretty familiar to you. You probably remember these from last year and possibly even the year before. They are the greater than symbol, the less than symbol, and the equal to symbol. And maybe your teacher taught you fun ways to remember the difference between greater than and less than. I know I used to say that it was like an alligator's mouth, and the alligator always wants to eat the bigger number. But it's also hard to decide, well, which one is the less than and which one is the greater than. So I came up with a way that I like to remember. The less than symbol actually makes a sideways letter L. Look at that, right? Less. And then the greater than symbol obviously does not make a letter L. So that's the greater than symbol. So let's label these. We have greater than. It points to the greater number. We have less than. It points to the lesser number. And I like to remember it because it has that letter L, and that's how I distinguish it. And then we have the equal to sign. And that's reserved when we're comparing two numbers that are exactly the same and they're equal. So let's try it out here. I'm just going to do a quick example in my notebook. What if we had a number like this? 200, let's say 98,432. And I'm going to write another. I want to compare that with another number. How about, let's compare that with 298,485. Okay? Which of these numbers is bigger, right? So how do we do that? The way that we compare is we always want to start in the greatest place value all the way to the left. You're going to look at both digits that happen to be in the hundred thousands place, and you're going to keep going to the right until you find a place value that is different. So both of these are twos, so I can't compare there. Let's move over. So I have a 9 and a 9 in the hundred thousands place. I'm sorry, the 10,000s place. So I can't compare there. They're both the same. Let's move over to the thousands place. I have an 8 and an 8. Ugh, still the same. Can't compare there. I like to make sure my commas are nicely lined up. They are. They look beautiful. Let's look at the hundreds place. A 4 and a 4. Ugh, still the same. So now I'm moving over to the tens place. I have a 3 and an 8. Yay, it's the first place that they're different. I'm so excited. I can finally compare. There's a 3, there's an 8. An 8 is clearly greater than a 3. Therefore, I don't even need to go any further. Who even cares about my ones place? I know that 298,485 is going to be greater than my other number. So I'm going to write it like this. And it's sometimes a little bit clearer to be able to write it like this. If I had these two numbers side by side, it would look like that. And I would be asked to write a symbol in the middle. So I have my 2s, my 9s, my 8s, my 4s. Oh, bingo! An 8 and a 3. An 8 is bigger than a 3. Therefore, my mouth or my alligator or my Pac-Man or whatever animal you want it to be is going to eat the bigger number, making my statement 298,485 is greater than 298,432. And that's it. That's as easy as it's going to get. The one thing that I really do want to have you remember is that you always want to start here at the left. So I'm going to draw a little arrow and I'm going to write start at the left, aka the greatest place value that you have in your digits. All right, let's do some practicing. So all of you should have your place value extra practice packet. And if you don't have this, you need to send an email to Mrs. Atkinson. I will make a copy for you. I will get in touch with your parents. You can pick it up from school, but it's a really critical packet to have. If you are an all virtual student, I included this packet in the information that you picked up that had your math. It was in a bag, right? Your math workbook in there. So this was in there. So go and look there first. Maybe you still have the bag with your stuff. If you're an in-person student on the blue or the silver team, you likely got this packet in class with me. If for some reason you misplaced it, just ask me for another copy. I have tons of them. All right, your cover of your place value packet should look something like mine. I want you to write on it. I want you to write, don't lose this. I want you to write test on Friday, 10-9. And I want you to write, finish this packet for extra credit. Now, I don't give extra credit all that often, but when I do, you really want to take advantage of it. So since this is our very first test that we're having in 4th grade in math on Friday, I want everyone to have a really good opportunity to do well and feel good about themselves. So I am offering for anyone that finishes all of these pages in the place value packet, right? You have to do all of them. If you finish the packet by next Friday, the day of our test, 10-9, you are going to earn extra credit. And I promise you I will make it worth your while. And I like to apply extra credit to wherever you need it most. So I would take a look at all of your math grades so far, and I would apply that extra credit to wherever it's going to help you out the most in terms of your grade. You should also have your name on your place value packet. All right, so if you turn to page 13 of your place value packet, I'm going to write the page number up at the top. This is page 13. I can tell it's page 13 because if I look at the bottom, it's written actually twice, 13 and 13. It's right there. This is the page that starts the lesson on comparing numbers. So we're going to take a look at this page. It says, compare the numbers using the symbols less than, greater than, or equal to. And they give us the same advice that I just gave you. They say, start by lining up the numbers by place value. Then we're going to compare the digits in each place value. So here's an example. This circle is where you're going to write either the greater than, less than, or equal to symbol. And they lined them up underneath of each other. This is a good strategy to use if you feel like you need it. But what I really like to do, I'm going to zoom in so you can see it a little bit bigger. I like to use my finger and then the point of my pencil or whatever I'm writing with and just do it right from the number. It saves time. So I point to the greatest place value, right? And I want to make sure they're the same. So I have a 4 and a 4, and they're both in the 10,000 spot. So I can't compare there because they're the same. So now let's move over to the thousands. I have a 6 and a 2. What one's bigger, a 6 or a 2? Oh, 6. So that makes 46,278 greater, mouth eats the bigger number, than 42,976. Let's try some more. So here they're giving us a grid, so we can use that grid if we want it to. If you don't want to use the grid, then don't. That's fine too. As long as you have the symbol in that little circle, that's all that I care about. So let's take a look. We have a 3 and a 3. Can't do that spot. And then I have a 1 and a 0. What's bigger, a 1 or a 0? A 1. So that makes 31,608 greater than 30,800. 861. Let's move on to number 2. I have a 2, I have a 4, I have a 5, still the same. And in my hundreds place, I have a 3 and a 9. A 9 is bigger than a 3. Therefore, the mouth eats the bigger number, making my statement 245,319 is less. Remember, that's the less than symbol because it is like a letter L, sideways letter L, is less than 245,951. Moving over. So this one is interesting, and I want you to notice here that in this example, one of the numbers it goes to the millions place and the other one does not. So right off the bat, I can actually, if I wanted to, put like a fake 0 right there to represent the millions place. And I have a 1 and I'm comparing it to a 0. So what's going to be bigger? A 1. So 1,731,470 is going to be greater than a number that is not even in the millions, right? It's only to the 100,000s. All right, keep on going. I'm going to quickly go through these. I would like you to actually stop your video, not stop, but pause your video right now and do the rest of this page. And then I want you to fast forward it to be able to check your answers. So go ahead and do that now, boys and girls. All right, hopefully you were able to check your work. You can pause and check if you'd like. All right. Remember, you can work on this place value packet anytime you have free time. It is optional to complete all the pages, but even if you don't take advantage of, the extra credit opportunity, even just going through and doing some pages just to make sure that you understand everything that we've learned in this topic is a great idea. It's a great study guide. Okay, now I'd like everybody to please take out your math workbook. We are going to go to page 19 of your math workbook. What page? 19. We're going to do some of these problems together, and then you're going to go off and finish. Actually, your classwork today is to complete workbook page 21, and you only have to do the front only. So you're really only doing 15 problems on your own. But before you do that, let's do some together just to make sure. Okay. So I'm going to start with number 8. We're going to just do half the page. And again, same thing that we're doing. We're taking either, my nail is kind of hard to see, but we're going to start all the way at the greatest place value and keep going until we find a place value where the digits are different. So our hundreds place here is different. We have an 8 and we have a 7. I like to think of it like, well, what's bigger? An 8. Therefore, we make that symbol there. Let's take a look. We have a 9, a 1, a 2, a 7, a 0, a 6. Oh, those are equal. Equal sign. Let's see. If I look at this, I'm noticing that this number, 22,240, is clearly bigger than 2,204, right? I'm sorry, 2,224. So I automatically know that that's bigger. Ooh, this is a tough one. Look at this one, guys. All right. So I have 999,999 and then 1 million, right? A common mistake that kids make is they look at the 9 and the 1 and they say, oh, a 9 is bigger than a 1. But look at this, right? This is in the 1 millions. We have to make sure. So I like to sometimes do that fake 0, right? And now I can compare. And a 1 is greater than a 0. That's a tricky one. Okay, we have 68,000 and 78,000. 78,000 is greater. 57,000 compared to just 6,000 something. 57,000 is greater. Now for the bottom, we are writing which place to use when comparing the numbers. So it's not that one. Up, it's the 10,000s place. So I'm going to abbreviate. For here, it's the ones place we would use. For here, it seems like it would be the hundreds, right? And you can pause this and you can do the rest and then check your work. All right, guys. Hopefully you have a greater understanding of how we compare whole numbers. It's really not that hard. Remember, you just have to make sure that you start all the way to the left and you're comparing using the same place value, right? Don't fall into the trap of something like this. You could always put a placeholder 0 just to hold that place if that helps. So today for classwork, as soon as this video is over, you are going to start with workbook page 21. It's that homework page, but you're just doing it in class. When you're done with that, there is a freckle assignment that you have for classwork. And it's likely that I will grade this freckle assignment. Oh, I'm sorry. Before the freckle assignment, you have a quick check. 5 really fast questions. And then a freckle assignment. If you finish before math time is up, again, it's not going to hurt. In fact, it's only going to help if you can work on your place value packet. And finally, I always get songs stuck in my head and then I can't get rid of them. And this is one of those songs that really will annoy you till no end. You'll be singing it all weekend long. It's this alligator song. So if you want to be annoyed, just listen to that song and it'll be stuck in your head all weekend. All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. There's no homework. Enjoy every second. Take deep breaths away from your computer and have a great night and a great weekend. And I will see you on Monday. Bye, everyone.